this year. What are your feelings about that and facing Rutgers?
Uh, my feelings. I mean, every game counts in football, but Big Ten season is you gotta step it up a notch. I feel like because now every win counts to moving forward to what we all want to achieve.
What do you know about Rutgers?
Um, I mean, from the film, it's like I think every Big Ten team comes out and compete, but I mean they come out and they compete. I mean, pretty solid O line. Yeah, it looks like a pretty decent team.
I understand you've had your defensive signals changed.
What you mean?
Urban said that because Chris Ash is familiar with you guys,
Oh yeah.
that you guys have had to do some things different. Just how tough has that been
I
to
mean,
make those adjustments?
this is not tough at all. It's just an adjustment. You just look over, get the signal, and like you just play the call basically. I mean, you still know the call, the signal. I mean, it's minor, something minor.
Don't you have to change theirs too? When you think about it.
I don't know. I never thought about that one.
Tyquan, you remember when Coach Ash showed up here and stuff? Y'all went through a change of tackling styles and things like that. What did he change most of all in that regard? I mean, do you remember sort of like a different approach to tackling, safer approach,
It was more so
more of a rugby style? Yeah.
yeah, keeping your head up and stopping the leg drive. That was the main thing.
And has that made y'all a more effective defense tackling wise? I mean, where's it shown up? I guess.
It's showing up more so like on the perimeter tackling. You can see like guys making plays, like stopping the leg drive of a running back. They're coming up and hitting the correct way.
Yeah.
So it makes a big difference as far as like missed tackles and things. So that's why we do like the tackling circuit and stuff like that.
Have you gotten to watch any video of these guys yet? I mean, have you seen any video of Rutgers off week or anything like that?
I mean, I watched the game the other day. I probably replayed it.
What stands out about them offensively from what you saw?
It's kind of similar to ours. That was the main thing, like how similar it is, the similarities and the fast zone. They run probably a little bit more zone than what we run.
Coach Johnson's always talked about wanting a deep rotation on the defensive line. You guys are finally like really showing that this year. What are your thoughts on the deep rotation up front?
It's very beneficial. Keeps a lot of guys fresh. Like the Oklahoma game, a lot of guys played fresh, and I mean the reps are like almost equally spread out, so we could play fast. So it's very beneficial.
How was Nick coming along? I know he had to knock some rust off with the injury he had in high school. Nick Bosa, how's he coming along in your opinion, Tyquan?
He's coming along great. I mean, he's making strides every day. Like if someone steps up, he steps up. I mean, he's coming along pretty well. I mean, he works hard, incredible work ethic, so he's going to be fine.
And Jalen Holmes, I want to ask about him as well. He said coming into the year he did not expect to be playing defensive tackle, but he's moving all around, playing some end, pen, tackle. Very versatile. Just what do you see out of Jalen so far?
He gives us that extra advantage in the rushing package. So, like, that speed on the inside, I mean, it frightens our linemen. I mean, so that's what he brings to the table. He brings another speed guy on the inside.
How could you tell they're frightened?
I mean, they're big guys, and we probably weigh 30 pounds less than them. Probably a lot faster, too, so it makes a big difference.
Tyquan, how far has Sam Hubbard come as a defensive lineman? It's only his second full year really playing the position, but obviously he's one of your guys' more reliable players.
Sam, he's come very far. I mean, when he first got here, he moved all around, tight end, linebacker. I mean, but the main thing about Sam was he always worked hard. He always was like very like attention detail. Like we could tell him something and he'll like do it to the best of his ability. So like he was just very coachable, and that was the main thing. Like that's where he excelled. That's where he excels at. So he's all around like just a great player. Great coachable player.
When he first got into that defensive line room, I mean, did he look like a defensive lineman, or was there a moment when he first stood out where you're like, whoa, this guy could do some things?
When he first got in, like you could just tell, like naturally, like he's fast, he's physical. So I mean, he just the only thing he like had trouble with was just learning like the basic concepts of playing defensive line. I mean, coming from safety and things like that. I mean, the basic concept of playing defensive line, like being, I guess, physical and like understanding like how to pass rush and what to do to shed blockers. That was the main thing.
How do you feel like you're playing? We keep asking about your teammates on the D line. How do you feel like you're playing? The big sack fumble early in the year. Just how do you feel like you're playing 3 games through the year, Tyquan?
I mean, I feel like I'm playing well. I mean, I just go out and play for my guys basically, and I just try to be a great leader for them and just try to do everything I can, like to follow the technique and be very technique sound and what Coach Johnson coaches us in. And that's my main job, just being coachable.
Tyquan, you come off this really exciting win on the road, a top 20 team, and then you have a bye week. Does that temper some of the excitement a little bit?
Not for me, probably from other guys. I know for me it was more so like, you know, you come off this big road win and like, you know, you get a week off. Well, not necessarily a week off, but you get a Saturday off. And you really get to sit back and you get to like watch. Well, I know I watched a little film of myself and the other guys, and you get to basically coach yourself and see what you get to do better. So I mean, it's the sky's the limit, and right now it's like just keep pushing forward. It's like it's not really a time off or anything.
What are you doing as a leader to make sure that nobody kind of is slacking and kind of thinks that maybe that this is just a rollover week?
I mean, every day or like even last week, we were all like telling guys like, well, this is just another practice to get better. I mean, because that's what it is. We all take advantage of the practice to get better, even though we don't have an opponent. We didn't have an opponent last Saturday, but we knew like these reps are reps we can't get back. So we have to go out and we have to practice in order to stay football sound and be sound in our technique.
I want to ask you something just to see if it's something you guys are discussing in the defensive room. Do you know how many touchdowns away you are from setting a school record for defensive touchdowns in a season?
I do not.
Okay, next one sets the record. Is that a surprise to you? I mean, how much of an emphasis has it been that once you guys get the ball, you got to go block somebody and act like an offense?
Right. I mean, on defense, you only have one play, a sideline return. So basically, I mean, takeaways is a huge thing in a football game. So you get the ball and score. That's very big in the football game. So we really like praise that.
Tyquan, you're a captain on this team. Have y'all had any discussions amongst yourselves about what you've seen on the sidelines during the national anthem at several NFL games and other sporting events of players? I'm not going to say demonstrating, but making a comment by the way they address it, either kneeling down or fist in the air and stuff. Have y'all talked about that among yourselves?
I mean, we have side conversations about it. I mean, you see guys doing it. I mean, but I don't really think it affects us in any type of way. I mean, I think it's a great cause to protest. I mean, but then again, like I'm very biased about it, so I don't really like get too deep into it. I just try and focus on the opponent coming up.
Yeah. Would you hold it against a teammate if he did that? I mean, would that?
Oh no, I mean,
each man's own. Yeah.
No, we learned about like freedom of speech during Patriot Week.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody has their own opinion. It's America. I mean, if that's how they want to express their opinion, then I mean, why not?
Tyquan, thank you.
Thanks,
very much.
Tyquan.
Thanks, Tyquan.
No